An overflowing blessings to everyone for our daily verse. We are now at Leviticus chapter 6 in verse 19 up to verse 23. Now, the Lord spoke to Moses and told him what sacrifices the priest must offer on the morning and evening of the day they were ordained. It is the same as the regular morning and evening sacrifices. Half a kilogram of flour mixed with olive oil and cooked in a shallow pan. The bread must then be crumbled into small pieces and sent up in smoke with a smell that pleases me. Each Aaron's descendants who is ordained as a priest must perform this ceremony and make sure that the bread is completely burned on the altar. None of it may be eaten. So this passage is about pertaining to the process of ordination of priests in the Old Testament and how they offer their burnt sacrifices, or should we say sacrificial offering. See, in the Old Testament, it is the descendants of Aaron. However, if we continue reading the Bible in the Old Testament, it is not just the descendants of Aaron. So later, some families also were allowed to be a priest of the Lord. But because in this passage, this is the Aaron's descendant, okay? So we must realize one thing, that this is Old Testament. However, in the New Testament, all of us were called to be a priest. Not just an ordinary priest, but to be a royal priest. But you are a chosen nation, a royal priesthood. See? We are a royal priesthood. We must use our authority as part of that royal priesthood. So in the Old Testament, for them to be a priest of the Lord, they need to be a descendants of the royal, or should we say the priestly family. So because in the Old Testament, it is part of the so-called generational discipleship and generational priesthood, wherein the priest will teach his sons how to be a priest. And later, then those sons will be a priest. So they will take over the office or the function of their father as a priest. Then they became also a father as time goes by, and they trained their sons also how to be a priest. So it became a cycle. It became a part of their culture and tradition, and that's what we call generational priesthood. So that's why it is written here, for the descendants of Aaron. So it's a generational priesthood. But now in the New Testament, it is different. Even if you don't belong to a priestly family, you can also be a priest for God. Because the authority of being a priest comes from Jesus, the great high priest. Sad to say, some leaders, or should we say spiritual leaders right now, are after the acknowledgement of men. But we must realize that for us to be a leader, for us to be a spiritual leader, we must seek first the acknowledgement of God. If your leadership is based on the acknowledgement of men, then then it might be a cult. Okay? You might be the so-called self-proclaimed. But, if your leadership is anchored on the acknowledgement of God, if God acknowledge you, even if men don't acknowledge you, then you can still serve God. Because even Moses at first, he didn't receive the acknowledgement of the Israelites. For them, he is just an ex-convict. For some Israelites, Moses is a murderer. Okay? And for some, Moses is a criminal. So, Moses don't receive the acknowledgement of men. But because God acknowledge him, okay? God acknowledged Moses regardless of his past. Then later, he received the acknowledgement of men. Same in the Old Testament. The Pharisee or in the Sadducee seek the acknowledgement of men, but Jesus seek the acknowledgement of God. See? Because God acknowledged Jesus, then he is an effective leader. Then later, Jesus received the acknowledgement of men. Okay? Nowadays, there is an ongoing scam. And this scam targets spiritual leaders. So, for them, according to the scam, for them to be a bishop, they need to pay 250k. For them to be a prophet, they need to pay 500k. And for them to be an apostle, they need to pay 1 million. See? So, this scam is a scam that is targeted to supposedly pastors and church leaders. Because some of those pastors, they want the acknowledgement of men. Some of them had already forgotten that they don't need the acknowledgement of men. As long as God acknowledges them, then it is worth it. Sad to say, some pastors fell as a victim of this scam. You see, you can never buy church leadership position. You can't. Money can't buy church leadership position. You see, Peter is a fisherman, while Paul is a lawyer, or should we say a Pharisee. So, financially speaking, Peter is poor while Paul is rich. But in front of God, they are both apostles. And at the same time, both of them sinned against Jesus. Peter denied Jesus, and Paul killed a lot of Christians. But they became a servant of God, regardless of their past. Okay? And not regardless of their financial capacity. So to all leaders who is watching this video, let me give you a reminder. As long as God acknowledge you as a leader, as long as God anointed you and appointed you on that position, then the acknowledgement of men will follow soon. You don't need to you don't need to chase it. You don't need to buy it. You don't need to pay for installment just to be like that. No? As long as God appointed and anointed you, you will be useful in His kingdom. As His minister, as His priest, or regardless of your title or position, God will still use you, regardless of your financial status. So you don't need to pay 250k to be a bishop, 500k to be a prophet, or 1 million to be an apostle. No. Those titles can only be given by God, not men. Okay?